All right, so 10.3 goes over partial fraction decomposition. When we're working with these partial fraction decomposition problems, you're looking at a fraction that has a polynomial on the bottom that you're going to have to factor if it's not factored for you, and you're going to be simplifying these. This is when your numerator has a binomial, trinomial, anything that you cannot simplify with any part in the denominator. So if you realize, if you have something like the x plus 14 all over x minus 4 times x plus 2, it would, if you use partial fraction decomposition, simplify to 3 over x plus 4 plus negative 2 over x plus 1. In order to find this or do this, you are going to use different steps within working with this. So you'll realize that that denominator is going to get factored. You're going to set each part equal to 0 and solve for each part that's factored. From there, you're going to rewrite your fraction, bless you, with a over the part that's factored, plus b over another part that's factored, plus c over another part that's factored, or it can keep going as well. Sometimes you'll only have two fractions, sometimes you'll have more. From there, you're going to solve your A, your B, and if you have a C, D, E, whatever. You're going to cross multiply or make sure your denominators all cancel out. Set it equal to your numerator from the original, and then solve for each, your A, your B, your C. Then you'll rewrite it to get your partial fraction decomposition. So your steps in these that are written out for you: number 1, factor out your denominator. Number 2, split the fractions for each term in the denominator. Remember, each set of parentheses is a term. So depending on how many sets of parentheses or binomials you have in the denominator, that's how many fractions you'll have with addition. Give your numerators as A, B, C, D, E, however, it depends on how many of your terms you have in the denominator. Set that equal to your initial numerator. You can also, from here, cancel out those fractions by multiplying your least common denominator by every single numerator, and those will cancel out your denominators, giving you just that top part equal to the original numerator. You're going to find the value of x from the original denominator that was factored, and then plug in. Once you plug in, it will cancel out the A, the B, the C, and whatever else you have, to where you just have those 2 fractions left over, or those 3 fractions left over. If we look at example 1, this is going to make a lot more sense when you see this actually done out. You have x minus 14 over x minus 2 times x minus 5. This is factored for us in the denominator. So this is easy to find out what x is equal to based to that denominator. X minus 2 gets set equal to 0. You move the 2 over. That means x is equal to 2. X minus 5, set it equal to 0. Move the 5 over. That means x is equal to 5. You have 2 parts in your denominator that are factored out. That x minus 2, that x minus 5. So you're going to rewrite this as a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 5. So it's literally what was factored from the beginning. The only thing that you're doing is separating it now and changing out your numerator to be a, b, if you had another part, c. From here, this can get set equal to your original numerator, which is the x minus 14. You are going to rewrite this without the denominators. In order to get rid of your first denominator, you're going to multiply the top, all of your fractions. You multiply the top by x minus 5. The second one you multiply by x minus 2. So those will cancel out when you bring this all together to where you just have a times x minus 5 plus b times x minus 2 is equal to x minus 14. Now we said in the beginning that x was equal to 2 and x is equal to 5. So you're going to solve this twice. 1 for x is equal to 2. 1 for x is equal to 5. For the x is equal to 2, you are going to have a times 2 minus 5 plus b times 2 minus 2 is equal to 2 minus 14. I'm literally just using that part that's in purple. For x is equal to 5, that's going to give you a times 5 minus 5 plus b times 5 minus 2 is equal to 5 minus 14. Simplifying this using the x is equal to 2. 2 minus 5 is negative 3, so that's negative 3a. Plus b times 2 minus 2 is just 0 times b. 2 minus 14 is negative 12. The 0 times b cancels out, so you're just solving negative 3a is equal to negative 12. From here, divide each side by the negative 3, and you get that a is 4. Keep that in mind because you're going to use that to rewrite the part that you had a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 5. To find what b is, we are going to use x is equal to 5. Plug that in, which we have as a times 5 minus 5 plus b times 5 minus 2 is equal to 5 minus 14. Your 5 minus 5 is 0, so that's 0a. Your 5 minus 2 is 3, so that's 3b. Oops, we already had that plus. Plus 3b is equal to 5 minus 14, which is negative 9. Your 0 times a cancels out your a, so you're just working with 3b is equal to negative 9. Divide each side by the 3, and b is negative 3. So again, you're going to rewrite that a over x minus 2 plus b over x minus 5 and plug in the a or the 4 for a, the negative 3 for b, and that'll give you your answer. So it's going to be 4 over x minus 2. You can put those in parentheses if you want, plus b, which is negative 3 over x minus 5. If we look at example 2, we have 6x plus 14 over x minus 3 plus x minus 5. If we solve for what x is equal to, since our denominator is already factored, we'd set both of these equal to 0 and solve. And we would get that x is equal to 3 and x is equal to negative 5. You have two parts that are factored in your denominator. So you're going to set each part as a denominator and separate it with addition. So you're going to have something over x minus 3 plus something over x plus 5. You have two fractions here, so one gets an a, one gets a b. From here, get rid of your denominators. First fraction, denominator is going to cancel out. You're going to multiply by x plus 5 on that a. Second fraction, denominator cancels out. You multiply that numerator by x minus 3. So this is going to give you a times x plus 5 plus b times x minus 3 is equal to what your numerator was originally, which is 6x plus 14. We said that x is 3 and negative 5. So if we use that x is equal to 3 first, that's going to give us a times 3 plus 5 plus b times 3 minus 3 is equal to 6 times 3 plus 14. Your 3 minus 3 is 0, so that cancels out your b term. 3 plus 5 is 8, so that's 8a is equal to 6 times 3 is 18 plus 14. Your 18 times 14, the 4 and the 8 give you 12. Carry the 1, so that's 8a is equal to 32. Divide each side by the 8, and you get that a is 4. We also have to find what b is, so use the x is equal to negative 5. This is going to give you a times negative 5 plus 5 plus b times negative 5 minus 3 is equal to 6 times negative 5 plus 14. Your negative 5 plus 5 is 0. 0 times a is just 0, so that cancels out. Then you have negative 5 minus 3, which is negative 8 times b is equal to 6 times negative 5, which is negative 30, plus 14. 30 is the bigger number, has the negative in front of it, so this is going to equal a negative. Your 10 is going to turn into a 0, your 0 turns into a 10, making the 3 a 2. So 10 minus 4 is 6, 2 minus 1 is 16. So it's negative 8b is equal to negative 16. Divide each side by the negative 8, and you get that b is 2. So use what you had with those two fractions adding together. You have a over x minus 3 plus b over x plus 5. We said that a is 4, so that's going to go in for a. B is 2, so that's going to go in for b. This gives us 4 over x minus 3 plus 2 over x plus 5. For example 3, we are given x plus 3 over 2x squared minus 6x minus 80. For this one, you do need to factor the denominator. They all share a common factor of 2. So if we first factor out that 2, it's going to give us 2 times x squared minus 3x minus 40. If we solve this for x, your factors of negative 40 that add up to be negative 3 are negative 8 and positive 5. So this gives us 2 times x minus 8 times x plus 5. If you set every part equal to 0 and solve them, that 2 cancels out. You're going to get x is equal to 8 and x is equal to negative 5. How many x's do you have? 2. So you're going to use a and b. The 2 is not equal to 0. That's why it cancels out. So with that one, it doesn't work. So that wouldn't be constituting you to put an a over 2. You're just going to put an a over the x minus 8 and a b over the x plus 5. Oops. Your first fraction doesn't have the x plus 5. So multiply a by x plus 5, cancel out your denominator. Second, doesn't have the x minus 8. So multiply the b by x minus 8, cancel out your denominator. This is going to give you a times x plus 5 plus b times x minus 8 is equal to the original denominator of x plus 3. We said that x is equal to 8 and x is equal to negative 5. If we first use the x is equal to 8, that's going to give us a times 8 plus 5 plus b times negative 5 minus 8. Hold on. Nope, we're using 8, not the 5. So b times 8 minus 8 is equal to 8 plus 3. Your 8 plus 5 is 13, so that's 13a. 8 minus 8 is 0, so that cancels out. And 8 plus 3 is 11. Divide each side by the 13. And you get that a is 11 over 13. For when x is equal to negative 5, that's going to give you a times negative 5 plus 5 plus b times negative 5 minus 8 is equal to negative 5 plus 3. Negative 5 plus 5, 0, times a, cancels out. Your negative 5 times negative 8 is negative 13 times b is equal to negative 5 plus, that looks like a negative b times b, so hold on. Negative 13 plus b is equal to negative 5 plus 3, which is negative 2. Not plus either. This is multiplied. Wow. So multiplied by b. If we divide each side by the negative 13, that gives us b is equal to 2 over 13. Now, you had the original fraction of a over x minus 8 plus b over x plus 5. when we were doing this. Your a goes over the x minus 8, so that's 11 over 13 over x minus 8. Your b of the 2 over 13 goes over the x plus 5. You cannot leave a fraction within a fraction. So fractions also represent division. So divide your numerator by your denominator for each of these. So this ultimately turns into 11 over 13 divided by x minus 8, or x minus 8 over 1, plus 2 over 13 divided by x plus 5, or x plus 5 over 1. When we divide fractions, we keep change flip. So that's 11 over 13 times x minus 8, 1 over x minus 8, plus 2 over 13 times 1 over x plus 5. This simplifies to be 11 over 13 times x minus 8 plus 2 over 13 times x plus 5. For your last one, you have x squared plus 12x plus 12 all over x squared minus 4x. You'll realize with the top here, you have no factors of 12 that add up to be 12, which is why it looks the way it does. It cannot be factored in that numerator. So if you factor your denominator, you can factor out a greatest common factor, which is x, and that turns into x times x minus 4. If you set both parts equal to 0 and solve them, you get that x is equal to 0 and x minus 4 is equal to 0. So that 4 moves over and you get that x is 4. So you have x is equal to 0, x is 4. Keep those in mind. You have two parts in your numerator, in your denominator. So that's going to give you an a over x plus b over x minus 4. To get rid of your denominators, you're going to multiply the top by x minus 4. Second top is multiplied by x. Your bottoms cancel. So you're going to have a times x minus 4 plus b times x is equal to the numerator from the original. So x squared plus 12x plus 12. Plug in your x as 0. Plug in your 4 as x and solve for both. If x is equal to 0, this is going to give you a times 0 minus 4 plus b times 0 is equal to 0 squared plus 12 times 0 plus 12. The 0 minus 4 gives you negative 4a. The b times 0 cancels. Your 0 squared cancels. Your 12 times 0 cancels. So negative 4a is just equal to 12. From here, divide each side by the negative 4. And you get that a is negative 3. Keep that in mind. From here, you're also going to solve for when x is equal to 4. So that's going to give you a times 4 minus 4 plus b times 4 is equal to 4 squared plus 12 times 4 plus 12. The 4 minus 4 is 0 times a cancels it out. B times 4 is 4b. Your 4 squared is 16. 12 times 4 is 48. And we're going to add 12 to that. The 16 times 48 plus 12 gives us 76. So that's 4b is equal to 76. We're going to divide each side by the 4. And this gives us that b is equal to 19. So we have an a of negative 3, a b of 19. We factored this to be x times x minus 4. So this just gives us, for our answer, negative 3 over x plus 19 over x minus 4.